Hi everyone, welcome to Career Cruise Podcast. This is a podcast where we discuss all things career, all things business, all things vocation, the highs, the lows, the fumbles, the tumbles, even the good points and the bad points. Everything is a mix on Career Cruise Podcast, but we all just want to grow. We all just want to excel and thrive in our careers and our chosen vocations, our chosen forms of employment, and how we make our money and how we pay for our living basically in this world. You may or may not know this, but Career Cruise Podcast is a baby of Networking in Heels, which is a women's gathering, a women's empowerment gathering that happens every quarter. There's more notes about that in the show notes. But yeah, we wanted to bring the discussions that happen at Networking in Heels onto here where more people can access it, where there more people can tap in and grow as well as they move along in their lives. So welcome to Career Cruise, and we hope that you enjoy. Participate in terms of writing to us, making comments, tell us what you think from our previous episodes. And if today's your first day, welcome, karibu sana, enjoy. Today we're talking about negotiating. The big word, negotiations. It sounds like, it's a big thing. Socially, we hear about dowry negotiations. When it comes to our careers and our business deals, we hear about, we're discussing the big thing, the money. We're negotiating for our space in different environments. Negotiations have been there since the beginning of time, and they'll continue to be there until the ending of our times. It's the one thing that happens from the start to the end. We're always negotiating, whether we are asking for different fares, different wages, different costs and different prices. Give me a different package, still a negotiation. Move for me, please, still a negotiation. You're always negotiating. In traffic, you're negotiating as you're moving along. If you're at the gym, you're negotiating with your trainer. Can I just do one more rep and be done? No, we're doing 10. Okay, let's do 5. There's always a way that you negotiate. Children negotiate with their parents all the time. Pupils negotiate with their teachers. So that word is parcel of our lives. But maybe we haven't just recognized how important it is to actually know how to negotiate, to have good negotiation skills so that we have favorable outcomes for whatever it is we're doing. Your customers will negotiate if you're an entrepreneur. So it's for you to decide how far they're pushing the envelope and how much leeway can you give them in terms of what they're trying to negotiate for. So yeah, welcome to this episode. Let's discuss negotiations and how to go a bit better. So what does the word negotiate mean? What is a negotiation? This is actually, and I wrote this down, this is the ability to make effective use of your skills to help you get the pay and promotions you want, to settle differences with co-workers or people that you're in conflict with, to advocate for things that are important to you, such as moving up the career ladder or getting a better work environment. So whatever is important to you, you will negotiate for it. Of course, before we get to the steps you need to negotiate better, let's look at, the various stages of, it's a dialogue. So let's look at the various stages of this dialogue, beginning with how you enter into the situation and even how you exit the situation. Because this is Career Cruise, we're going to talk about your job situation, for example. So, how do you negotiate career advancement, for example? First of all, even getting the job and then growing into the job. So in the bigger picture, you'll realize that your negotiation skills will become critical when you're on the job. So assuming you have a job, assuming you as a business person, you've gotten a contract, and now we are delivering on the contract, or you're working on the job. So you realize how important your negotiation skills will come to help you get support, help you get necessary tools for development, to help you, get more tenure. First of all, tenure, and then longer tenure with the company or your client. If you want higher pay or higher salary, that's also, more benefits, different tasks, different responsibilities. All that come as a result of good negotiation skills, and of course goodwill on the other side of the table, because remember, it's a two-way conversation. One of the things I always say is that it's easier to hit the ball when you swing the bat. That's, like, if you're not moving, if you're not making that action, then nothing's going to come out of it. But yeah, take the first step and then, swing the ball from there. So, how do you negotiate well? So there's a few guidelines that I can share that I wrote down today. So then you can go for what you call a home run or hit your goals, get what you desire out of the conversation. There's a lot of negotiation skills that have been talked about out there. You can always find them on different platforms. But today I'll just talk about 10 skills that will improve your negotiation and boost your career, boost your business, boost your situation, whatever it is, because a lot of these skills are transferable. They just don't have to be for your job or for your business, but they're transferable even to different life scenarios. So figure out what you want. Number one, figure out what you want. If you want to negotiate well, always know what you want. Just sometimes you don't know what you want, and maybe you have a knowledge of it in general terms or vaguely. So sit down and distill and just have it clearly. What do I want? When you know what you want, it will make your negotiation much easier because you're clear. This is my goal. Hapo ndio nalenga. That is what I want. So anything that's presented, it might look attractive, but it's not what you want. So you focus on what you want. So make a list of what's important to you. Set your priorities ahead of time. Don't come to negotiate kama hujajipanga. Please plan yourself ahead of time. And then, knowing what is important to you. So you enter a negotiation with clear goals, okay? And then prepare to adjust your expectations. So also don't be rigid. Yes, you know what you want, but don't be gung-ho about it. Don't be too rigid. Come, be ready to, adjust your expectations a little bit. Because remember, it's a two-way thing. You're not going to supermarket to pick your 1, 2, 3, pay for it and get out. There's other people on the other side of the table that you're negotiating with. So, of course, you know what you want. Come ready to adjust your expectations. So then it's a proper give and take. The two-way traffic. But yes, know what you want to make it much better for you when you're having this discussion and having this negotiation. Number 2, yes, you know what you want. But okay, now make your research. Do some research about it. Do some research. So, you want to think, maybe if you're in a job and you want a promotion, just think, is a promotion better, or do I want a promotion? Do I want a better compensation package while still at the same job, or rather same role? So when you figure out, do I just want a promotion or do I want more money? Because what does a promotion mean? My producer was telling me his mom said, I just want to stay in this role as a teacher. I'm not trying to be deputy principal. I'm not trying to be a principal. I just want this job, and she's like, maybe she knew she'll get more hours out of it, more satisfaction out of it, less politics, less fights, less people to manage. I don't know. There's all these things that you want for yourself. Remember, number 1, know what you want. So when you come to that table, you've already done your research. You figured out, I can still stay in this role, but what I want is more money so that I can be able to enjoy life. Remember, your career fuels your life. Your career affects your other life activities. So if you get more money out of it, less hours, or potentially they're not adding more hours to you, why not? Take the money, keep the role, cheers, so figure out what you want. If you want a promotion, remember there's also a bigger picture you're working towards, yeah? So you want a promotion, it looks shiny on your CV, and then you're able to, maybe it's just a stepping stone because you've seen another job in another company or in another place. So you'll be like, let me get this promotion. It will be my hop, skip, and jump into that other thing that I want. So just conduct your research. Know what you want, conduct your research, and then go to the negotiation table with that information. Of course, you're coming now from a position of strength, and more knowledge. Then you're able to support your information, your conversation with data, more industry information, so that you're better informed. When it comes to negotiation, please come informed. Come to the table from a more informed standpoint. Because when you don't know your facts, it's easy to shut down your conversation, and then the negotiation starts becoming give and take, but then you're easily shut down and taken back to square zero. We don't want that for you. That's not what we do here at Career Cruise. Here we want you to be informed at every point. Yeah, no matter how young you are in your career or how old you're in your career, Please be more informed and be more empowered by doing research, knowing what you want and doing research about it. The other thing also, when you come to the negotiation table, focus on the value that you're bringing. You'll be better placed to negotiate if you know what you want, you've done your research, and say, also, this is my value. That thing we always say, know your worth. Yes, know your worth. What value are you bringing? So they hired you for a reason. They give you this tender or this contract for a reason. So when you have that confidence and you're able to say, hey, I know my worth, I know the value that I'm bringing, so I can come and successfully negotiate for better outcomes for myself or better conditions for myself, even if I'm already within the role or already starting to work on the contract. So I'd say calculate your potential contribution. I'd actually even calculate your current contribution, and then show how you can help the company increase profits, lower costs. Always just show people what you're able to do for them. Yes, you're asking, I want this, I want the other, but then what are you giving them? So when you're able to show people how you're helping them, how you're going to improve their outcomes, how you're going to strengthen them, things like that, they're more keen to listen to you. When someone is giving me more, showing me what they're giving me and what value they're giving me, I'll be like, oh, I'm more inclined to tell me more. But then if they're just saying, Violette, I want, then I'm blocking them out, because what I'm hearing is more of demands than how we can work together or how we can all benefit in this discussion. So a negotiation is more of, we are all benefiting, we are all coming out of here as winners, but of course you want to be the one winning more, right? So calculate your potential contribution, show them how you can help them to, do well, do better, improve their books also, and then build your case with a list of your unique and even your transferable skills, okay? Your industry experience, your awards and accolades, how you show leadership skills, show what you're able to collaborate on, and even your capabilities of collaborating. A lot of people are not able to work with others, but if you show your employer or the person giving you a contract that, hey, I'm able to work with others, I'm a collaborator, I'm a team player, things like that. They'll show you. They show you in a better light. If you're an entry-level person, remember, career cruise is also for entry-level people. So even in entry-level positions, you may show your classes, you may show your internships, show your mentorship experiences, and use anything you can as leverage to showcase and highlight your achievements and skills. So then you can showcase your value more. That way also it gives you more confidence to say, I'm able to stand in this place and give 1, 2, 3, and that's why I'm asking for XYZ, and that's okay. Now, before you come to the negotiation table, I know it sounds like it's fantasy, but please practice. Do a role play. Find someone to have this practice of. Before you come to the real setting, do a practice in the off areas, and then once you practice and role play before you negotiate, it puts you in a confident mindset. It gives you a confident mindset. So you come and say, compile your list of talking points. If I say this, what will I say? Okay, pretend you're the person on the other side. So have your friend pretend with you, role play with you. So then you've already sort of like done a dry run. Yes, a dry run. Do a dry run. If you don't want to have this conversation with another person, because we're always hiding our cards, we're holding them so close to our chest, then you know what? Go to the mirror. Do this in the mirror. You pretend, take both sides of the conversation and do this as often as much as you can before remember, negotiations, you don't get into them on the spot. You have been practicing, you've been doing your research, you've been figuring out what you want, you've been conducting this role play thing, so then you come in there and you're confident. The other thing I'd say also, when you come to the negotiation table, because again, it's a give and take, please be humble, okay? Don't come there banging tables, I want this. No. Be humble, but be assertive and also very practical. So humble in the sense that you know your worth, you've already figured that out for yourself. but you're not coming there with hubris, for example. You are coming there, so this is the situation, and you be assertive about it, be strong about it, but also be practical. Like, what is possible? So you're not asking for 5 liters out of a 2-liter can. That's not practical. But can you get 1.8 liters out of it at least? We want the best for you here at Career Cruise. So go with facts and approach the conversation and just consider all the options that are available to you and get the best and the most out of it. Yes, so be practical as well, and then express your opinions. Don't shut yourself down. Express your opinions. Don't let anyone shut you down, but also hear the other side out as well. Yeah, so as much as you want to be heard, also hear the other people out. That way you get the best out of that conversation. When the other side is talking, please demonstrate active listening. There are times that people are talking to you, and just because they're on the other side, you've already labeled them as your enemies or your opponents. So these days we say ops. They're your ops. So now when they're talking, you're bored, you've zoned out. Listen actively. Like, please, an active listener, some of there's a bit of favor that goes with active listening, So listen actively, and keep both ears open. And remember, what did our parents and our guardians say? You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So act accordingly. So don't talk and not give that person room to speak. Or when they're speaking to you, don't listen with 1 ear and they're getting here and getting out here. No, listen actively. Understand their viewpoints as well. They may not be what you want. You're not agreeing, you're understanding. So there's a difference between listening to understand and listening to agree. So understand the other side. Understand them very well. You don't have to agree with them, because remember, what you want is not what they want. But when you understand them, then you're able to drive the conversation better for yourself and find yourself then getting better outcomes out of it, because you are listening actively and not listening to have a rebuttal or a rejoinder, so that kind of thing. It also comes with the part we said about being humble. So humility helps you to listen to other people. When you show that you are listening actively, you could questions like, so what opportunities could grow from this role? Shows you're interested, how do you see my role evolving? Things like that. So they're able to answer you. You may not agree with the answers, but then you've asked them a question that, shows them that you're evaluating what they're saying, evaluating the conversation, and then seeing, you're able to gather more information that maybe you didn't even have earlier before you came onto the negotiating table. So listening is not just for evaluating or elevating conversations. It also just shows it's a very valuable skill in any situation. A good listener is able to know better. If you're an entrepreneur, for example, when you listen actively to your clients, you're able to know, maybe this person doesn't want the orange cup. Maybe on top of the cup, maybe they need a spoon. You're able to even find, you even sold a spoon on top of the cup that they were complaining about. You get more out of any situation if you're an active listener. So listen actively. The other thing I'd say is, because you're not just negotiating about money. Okay, money is important, please. I'm not saying don't ask for money. Money is important. But then there's more to your role than just money. So find out how you can negotiate for more than just a pay rise. You can negotiate even for less working hours, and that's still beneficial. It gives you more time to sleep, more time for your hobbies, more time for your side hustle, more time for your studies if you're in school, things like that. Negotiate for even less tasks. Maybe your JD is too long. The tasks on your job description are crazy. They're unending. So you find yourself even negotiating for less tasks. What they said in some political situations that occurred a few years ago in this country. Negotiate for lighter duties and still get the same pay. Why not? So maybe they not increase your pay, but then you're doing lighter work. So healthier that's still a win. A win is a win, eh? So you have time for childcare. You can even negotiate for hybrid. Now we have post-COVID we have remote working, hybrid working, and on-site working. So maybe you might find yourself having a hybrid situation coming out of the negotiation. So there's more things to negotiate for than just the current salary or the current pay. I'm not dismissing the pay, but I'm also just saying these things you could feature into that conversation that could still be a win for you. I mean, if you don't have to commute to work and maybe you're going to the office twice a week, it's still a big win, in my opinion, as a host of Career Cruise. So, but just tell me what looks like a win for you in the notes, in the comment section. One thing to also go into a negotiation situation with is just knowing that it will not always have to end with a negotiated offer. Some people say, which is important, and I've also learned the hard way, never take the first offer approach. Find it approach. You might just find that it's better to go back again for a second round. If the first offer or the first outcome of the conversation is not what you are hoping for, try and see if you can get another conversation happening. That way, you're able to get more wins out of it for yourself than if you're just saying, okay, fine, you're going to be working remotely, and that's that. What does that mean? So you just don't take the first bone that the other side throws at you. Try to get more meat out of the conversation that will benefit you as well. So yeah, it's something that a lot of us don't do. We just imagine the first thing that's offered to us is the best thing and we run with it, because maybe we imagine that if we ask for more, or that if we try to extend the conversation, that maybe we might end up shooting ourselves in the foot or clipping our wings in the process. No. Be brave, be confident. Remember, you already did your research. You already know your worth. You already have more things in your mind. Like, you have more knowledge about this situation than before. So when you come into the negotiation table, you have more to work with. You have more facts to work with. You have a better case to build. So don't just take what they offer you first. Try to stretch the conversation and get more of it for yourself. Okay. One thing that I also say that's important, just know your bargaining power. Your bargaining power for your job, for the business contract, for the conversation at hand. Just know your bargaining power. Whether you're a job candidate at your first or second interview, whether you're a business person and you're trying to land this contract, so just know your bargaining power. And it's a good thing that now people are more empowered. There's more tools, there's more places you can research, know what to say, know what to ask. If this is what you're offered, you know how to give a rebuttal in a gentle way that also gives the other person room to say, okay, maybe we can consider this and the other. So do a bit of research, like I said earlier, know your bargaining power, and then get the most out of the conversation. Remember, the person giving you the contract is giving you because you're a solution provider. It means that you're good for this role. The person who's giving you the job or sitting you in that interview has sat you there because you're a worthy candidate. So don't discount yourself. So yeah, increase your bargaining power, know your bargaining power, and land better outcomes for you. If you already have been hired and you're trying to bargain for a better deal, please imagine you're there because this person deems you worthy of their time and this conversation. So come into it confidently and ask for good things for yourself, but also offer good things to the other side. So then you're not just seen as a taker, but also a giver. Everybody loves givers. So if I imagine you're giving me, I'm listening to you more. I'll repeat that. One of the things I'd say that's also very important is to don't demonize rejection. By the way, you come to the table, you have all these good intentions, you have all your facts, you've done your research, you're confident, you know everything about, the situation. And then, they might just actually just reject the whole conversation. It doesn't have anything to do with you. Take it as an opportunity to learn. That's what I'd say. It's an important aspect, it's an important character trait to have. Take the no's as opportunity to learn. So then when you do come to this table, or when you go to another table, then you go even armed with more information. So take rejection as an opportunity to learn. Your negotiation shows that you're assertive, which is important for a leader or for a future leader. And this is a skill that is in demand in any workplace. People who are assertive, you're able to say no to pesky clients, you're able to say no to bosses who demand too much of you, you're able to say no to work demands that come up that are not necessarily priorities. You're able to say no to what do they say? Not my monkey, not my circus, not my circus, not my monkey. You're able to just stay focused. If you're assertive, you're able to stay focused and get to your goals faster and better, and even in a more refined fashion. So if your ask is rejected, it's okay. It's nothing to do with you. Just take the opportunity, learn, and keep it moving. You might decide, okay, fine, I've asked, I've done my part. So this means that when this job comes up, with this and any other client, I'll have more information to say fit the shoe better before I say yes to the trip. And also for a job, same thing. So but learn to negotiate. It's good for you. It's good for you in your relationships. Good for you between your employer-employee relationship, business person and client relationship. Even your family relationships, you're able to, even your world relationships, you're able to negotiate better, they're good for you. It's good for you. And you find that negotiators tend to enjoy longer trips and longer rides rather than people who are rigid and, with hard stances. Hard stances gives you a short and maybe not so sweet conversation in terms of your career life and your business life. So learn to negotiate, take it all in and negotiate as many times as possible, as soon as possible, and negotiate at the beginning of your career, negotiate at the middle of your career or contract, and negotiate even at the end of your career or contract. So there's nothing fixed in stone. Learn to negotiate. As long as you're not comfortable with something, imagine it's okay to try and negotiate for better outcomes for yourself, better conditions, better money. I mean, come on, companies always making money. You can negotiate for a pay rise, negotiate for more money for the project. Why not? We're here all about for you to win. We just want you to win in everything that you do. So thank you for sitting through the conversation about negotiations. Tell us about a time you negotiated and you got good outcomes or bad outcomes. We're here for all of that. We will not embarrass you. So feel free to write to us. Thank you so much for this conversation. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. I hope you learned a thing or two. And feel free to write into us. If you want to come and sit here with us and discuss with us about your career, you're welcome. I'll make a seat for you next to me, and you can have this conversation live on the podcast. Thank you so much. Have a good time. Bye-bye.